其他一些个人赛的时候，会有一些什么样不同的感受呢？
일단 첫 번째 질문은 WT에 참가하면서 다른 개인 대회랑 비교했을 때 어떤 다른 점이 있을까요?
일단은 팀리그다 보니까 부담감이 심해가지고 그래서 점점 좀 다 안 나오는 것 같고 또 그래도 팀원들이랑 해서 재밌기도 하고 또 개인 리그랑 좀 다른 느낌이라서 좋은 것 같습니다.
首先的话，因为是个团队赛，所以我整体的那个负担感觉会比较重一点。然后的话，其实因为有队员，所以其实跟个人比赛是不一样。
整体的团队荣誉感会更加的强烈。那其实，在今天的决赛开始之前，一直是 Clam 选手带领的队伍一路杀到了今天的总决赛。那有没有想到，在刚刚的比赛会这么的精彩激烈？然后现在韩国时间其实也很晚了，有没有在决赛前想到最后面对到的对手是雷诺他们的队伍呢？
일단 팀 래퀴드에서 클램 선수가 팀을 이끌고 열심히 끝까지 싸웠는데 지금 한국 시간도 오래됐잖아요. 늦은 시간인데 지금 결승전에서 만나게 된 팀이 지금이 팀이라고 생각한 적이 있는지.
네?
클램 네네. 클램 선수가 엄청 열심히 잘해서 팀을 이끌고 이렇게 아까까지 계속 했는데 결승전이 다른 팀이 올라왔잖아요. 레이너 선수가 있는 팀이 있는데 결승전에서 그 팀이랑 만난다고 생각한 적 있을까요?
바실리스크도 너무 잘하는 팀이어가지고 충분히 올라올 거라고 생각해서 반반이었다고 생각합니다.
首先的话，雷诺选手在的这个战队的话，实力也非常的强。然后我觉得，其实两个战队谁上来，我觉得都是五五开的一个局面。
那相信马如选手已经对总决赛做好了准备，他也已经在总决赛的宝座上面等了很久了，等待着下方的挑战者来挑战他，也是希望可以给我们带来一场精彩而又激烈的总决赛。那好好准備比赛吧，我们一会儿再见。
일단 결승 준비 잘하시고 이따 좋은 경기 부탁드립니다.
好的，希望两支队伍都可以在总决赛发挥出应有的水平，给我们带来精彩而又激烈的总决赛。那我们把画面交给我们最专业的解说席。
And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the Grand Finals. The Grand Finals of WTO World Team League 2024 Summer Contest Playoff Stage number 3. Oh my god, it's been an intense day of StarCraft already. It's been a very long broadcast, very long events, and we just wrapped up with the semifinals with BASILISK versus Team Liquid. In the end, it went all the way to the Super Ace match. In the end, BASILISK did come out on top, and now we have our top two teams. We have our two finalists. We have Team Vitality and BASILISK. We just heard from Maru. Just did hear from Maru. Did hear his thoughts, referring some of the state of play of the players and coming into the finals. Oh boy. And it all comes down to this final best of 7. Question becomes, what are the starting players going to be? But more importantly, the biggest question of all is, what does the doggo predict? The doggo is never wrong, Papi. It's never wrong. So we'll get to the predictions. Oh, there it is! The doggo! Let's go! The doggo. Who wins, Papi? Who wins? Wolf. It's so small. Oh, Vitality! Oh my, okay! He doesn't believe in Serral. Doesn't believe in Raynor. He's a Maru fan, 100%. Doggo is a Maru fan. And there we have it. We have our predictions coming in. We have F91, Xiao Se, alongside XY, Max, almost the entirety of the cast of of the Chinese casters of SE Boy. They all go for Basilisk, so does Wardy and Rotterdam. Who goes for Vitality? We have Indy, we have Crank, and we have, of course, the Doggo as well. So a heavy majority in favor of Basilisk, a bit of a minority in favor of Vitality. Okay, interesting spread here, interesting spread. What is most interesting to me, of course, is the rematch. Vitality and Basilisk, they faced over the finals a couple of seasons ago in WTL. In the end, how did they bring Serral down? Who stopped him? If you remember, it was Solar. Solar was dubbed the Serral Slayer. There was a solid couple month period where Solar just had Serral's number time and time again in the ZVZs, and that is how they stopped Serral. It was, of course, Maru and Ryung taking care of the rest, taking care of Raynor, taking care of Trigger at the time. We'll see if history repeats itself or if Basilisk get their revenge. We'll see if they can claim their first WTL win here, as they are getting things ready, and our first match is soon to be upon us. Oh boy, who starts off though? That's the question. Who does start? Now, a couple of things here, and a bit of a problem, or I say a problem, something that has to be overcome is that Ryung is a TVT sniper. You know, he is who I would have favored to bring Clem down if they had that rematch, but Basilisk don't have any Terran players. There are no Terran players on Basilisk, so the biggest strength of Ryung is not going to be as effective. I believe last time they faced off, I want to say Ryung went 1-1 with Trigger. Did he bring down Raynor? I do need to remember that. We'll double check. But I think he may have gone toe-to-toe with Trigger in the end, and we'll see how much of an asset he can be here against the against the Zerg Protoss competitors on Basilisk. Oh, we have our players. We have Solar, we have Ryung, we have Maru, and a Crank, of course, as well. Technically, Crank can also be a player, true. Could also come out if need be. Meanwhile, we have Roddy, we have Showtime, and we have Serral. Raynor did mention in the winner's interview that he needed a break. So Raynor will not be the starting player. He said that he had to calm things down, get some rest, have a bit of a power nap before jumping in. And oh, with that zoom, Serral? Is Serral the starting player? I think that might be the case here. Like, we typically don't zoom in without good reason. Oh, and who's that? I think that's Ryung. Oh, that yeah, that's Ryung. Serral versus Ryung? Is this where we begin? Is this how we start? Yep, there we go. We have our top two players. We have our starting players here for the finals. And if you're in the chat, best of luck. Predictions will soon be open. Soon. Hold your horses, Bobby. Hold on. We're getting there. And what's the starting map? The starting map is going to be Dynasty. Oh. Okay. I see the logic. Here. Oh, yo, we got the Maru bottle going on. Okay, hold on. Remember to hydrate. Hydrate your hydras. Stretch your roaches. Massage your marines. Papu, we're jumping into game one of the grand finals. All ends here. It all ends on Dynasty. Here we go. If you're in the chat, predictions. Predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will claim this series and how the series will unfold. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player, the Blue Terran representing Vitality, Ryung. In the bottom left, we have the Finnish Zerg player, the Red Zerg for Basilisk. It is Serral. Let's go. Here we go. I feel for the translator. Yeah, the translator is, it's a little bit chaotic whenever they have three people talking. they have the answer being given by the player. They have the Korean translator. They have the English translator on top of that as well. There's just all these layers. And, it's a little bit chaotic, but it's fine. It's fine. It's all good. So here we go, we are going to be settling in. Now, Dynasty is an odd one. It is one of the most vetoed maps in the map pool. It is often not seen, but here in WTL, in World Team League, we don't care about what you prefer. We don't care about your vetoes. The maps are predetermined ahead of time. And we'll see. We'll see how this does unfold. And how Ryung makes use of Dynasty. Roddy's on stream saying that's not even a real dog, doesn't like the prediction. Didn't the dog predict them earlier? I'm pretty sure it did. It did. Esterodi. But winding it back a little bit, when it comes to this map, when it comes to Dynasty, the reason why we often see it vetoed, the reason why it is often favored in favor of Protoss and Terran players in this matchup is because of the gold base. It is quite difficult to punish the gold. Now, if you recall, the last time we saw this map between Raynor and Clem, Raynor did go for an all-in. He went for a Roach, Ravager, Drop Lord, Queen kind of variation of all-in, where he zoomed out across the map. He was trying to punish the goal base, he was spreading creep, he was being hyper-aggressive. In the end, it did not quite work out. I'm curious if Serral will also go for an all-in. Serral is not afraid to all-in. We saw that in EWC. We saw that in, the most recent big event, where Serral, he was all-inning very frequently on some of these more unorthodox maps, like Dynasty, like Crimson Court as well. Ooh, as the first run goes down of Ryung, oh my, popping off. Ryung, calm down. The tuna, let's go. One drone kill so far, forces out a spore. Reaper does pull away, and behind this, Ryung is getting to his third CC. He's getting to his 3CC setup. Very economic here from Ryung. And our eyes are on Serral. Serral, he has pulled out of gas, and he has not pulled back in. So it looks so far like a standard setup. Serral going hatch gas pull into a third. No early gas, no roaches, not yet. Oh boy. But Roach production and Roach play is quite common on this map just because Ravagers are one of the only ways that Zerg players can really punish that mineral line early on, at least in the mid game. So we'll see if Serral does head towards Roach play. It is typically his go-to in this matchup. You know, we see Ryung once again dipping in, dancing with the main army. What I really want to know is there the same doggo food in both bowls, or one of them is Doggo's favorite food intentionally? Yo, the conspiracy! Oh my god! I'm pretty sure last time we saw, and it was the same food. I think it was the same food both times in the bowls. Pretty sure. Ay ay ay. No faith in the doggo. I believe, Fabi. I believe in the power of the doggo. As for now, it's going to be 3CC Banshee. Standard opener out of Ryung is going to be moving out. So far, he's done a decent job at just keeping tabs on Serral. There it is. There's that initial Roach one. We did mention it before, but again, Roach Ravager play is a lot more commonplace here whenever we do see macro ZVTs, as it is a way to try to punish the gold. Likewise, Serral in general is very fond of Roach Ravager play or Roach openers in this matchup, just to be safe, just to be secure, just to work towards a longer game. It's just a very defensive way to play out this ZVT. I did say defensive. Obviously, earlier today we saw Raynor embrace Roaches against Clem and be hyper aggressive. You do have that option, but Serral doesn't typically head in that direction. Usually he just makes a safety amount of Roaches and then drones up, gets a fourth base, and embraces and incorporates Lingbane alongside his Roach Ravager. But we'll see. We'll keep an eye on Serral, see if he does decide to turn up the heat and turn up the aggression. So now still droning up. Roach Warren is now done. Handful of links on the way. We go. Oh, there is no food bowl. The dog. It's not a dog at all. Ah. Oh no. So Banshees do rotate in. Again, getting guys on the fourth. And they're going to be able to pick away at it, and we'll see if we can force a cancel. I mean, with Queens in position with Links as well, we should be able to hold on. The hatchery is taking a lot of hits, though. Taking a lot of damage, and can we force a cancel? One more volley! Up! It's close! And we do force a cancel. Nice pick off here from Ryung. Does cancel the expansion. Links moving out across the map. They hit the natural. And they do manage to catch 2 SCVs, but Ryung, he will hold, he will defend, he will survive. Behind this, we can see Serral getting into 1-1, 9 Roaches on the way. And again, this should just be for Ravagers, and this will be a way for Serral to try to punish and try and get some damage done in that mineral line. Here, the Roaches are, sorry, the Ravager already scouted, is spotted. Behind this, Serral droning. getting up to 3 race economy, and already throwing down the infestation bit, rushing towards Hive Tech. And we'll see if Serral goes into +2 range into Hydra Lurker, or if he goes into Ling Bane, into eventually Ultra. And we have the answer. Baneling Nest has been thrown down. It is going to be Roach Ravager into Ling Bane. He go. Meanwhile, Serral is going to be knocking down those rocks again. His goal is to lay siege upon that gold, to try to punish that mineral line. Ryung is aware, getting in position. Rocks are being knocked down. And Ryung, can he save the base? Can he save the mineral line? Okay, that's a lot of Roach Ravager. He's coming in. Banshee's buying some time. Oh my god. Banshee's getting low. Ryung has to pull away. Threatens a dive. Alas, Roach is in position back at home as well. Serral, he's holding his own. You know, Ryung, he does hit the main base. Going for the third. Queen goes down. 4 drones as well. Can we get the Bailey Nest? Going for the hatchery instead. Bold move. The hatchery is getting low. And can we get it? Oh, it's going to be close. And it looks like we barely do. Oh my god, 1 Marine survives. That was a costly trade. Banshee goes down. While they connect. 6 SCVs fall. And was that worth it for Ryung as he plummets in supply and Serral is about to max out? Got plenty of Roach Ravager, Ling Bane amassing as well. Files, they connect. Taking down 8 SCVs. Ryung is hurting. He's going to take the southern expansion. Files once again coming in. See, Ryung is still trying to be active here, trying to be active on the map, but for the most part, Serral is keeping up. Is able to keep up. The Vials, they graze the medevac. Hive is done. Vipers are on the way. And Serral is soon to be reaching his final form. Another Bile connects as well. Be connecting. Serral now at 200 supply. Ryung not too far behind him. Let's go. He's keeping up. Reestablishes his gold. Expanding on the right. Building up his bio. Bearing in mind as well that Serral, even though he's maxed out, a lot of supply is still tied up in roaches, so he doesn't have the most ideal army to work with. Does have some inefficient supply. And that can factor in. Roach is being thrown away. Meanwhile, Ryung going for a split drop, dropping towards the north, pushing towards the natural. Nice parabombs. We'll get a lot of damage on the medevac. Oh my god, get joinked in! And 1 full medevac does go down. Just barely. To take a lot of yoinks, a lot of abductions, but did go down in the end. Meanwhile, Ryung behind this, trading well against the Lings. Has to respect the Banelings. Does pick up, does get the hell out of there. Vipers are not actually full of energy. They need some more time. They do have, I think, 1 abduct, potentially. Just the 1. Yeah, they got it. Tank goes down. The wall is open. A mineral wall has opened up. With that, it's going to be another vulnerable location for Ryung. Serral, he wants to get rid of these roaches. Well, that's a lot of tanks building up back at home. There's a lot of tanks. And Ryung will soon break out. Double expanding, going for 2 more CCs. Vipers, now they're topped up. Pushing forwards. Ryung has walled off with that turret. Love to see it. The turret goes down. Ling Bane does roll in. And the mineral line is going to be shut down. Vikings, they will be able to zone away those Vipers at least. Oh, but here comes the Ling Bane. Oh my god. Okay, Ryung, he holds his own. Does hold. I mean, Ryung is keeping up, that is true, but Serral, what I'm concerned about is that he's taking up Ultra Cavern, Spire, soon to be Brood Lords. Or towards a Greater Spire even. Just Serral just unlocking all of the tech that he needs. And Ryung is still stuck at home. See Serral going for a run by towards the planetary. See if we can get into the mineral line. Has potential. Ryung, I don't think he's quite spotted this yet. So we'll just try to sneak up on him. Ryung finding another base. Ooh, that's a kill, not a cancel. Nice pickup. Hatchery goes down. Oof. A full medevac falls. Not ideal here for Ryung. And Ryung is going to be cleaned up. Barely has anything left. Well, at least with the drop. But it's getting him more ghosts, more tanks. Now, because Ryung is going so tank heavy, I mean, the eventual move out from Ryung is going to be quite impressive. It's going to be quite terrifying. And very tank heavy. He's walling up. Now, this is what we didn't see from Clem previously. He has done it before, but we didn't see it in his series against Raynor. He's just walling up and turtling. As Ling Bane does trade somewhat decently. Trades against the Marines. Again, Ryung is still quite vulnerable here. Tank's getting abducted. I'll pick up here from Ryung. Saves one tank. Bailings, they do almost get into the main. Almost. And ideally, Ryung wants to take a fight defensively back at home. If he's able to take a good fight initially, then he can counterattack. As Bailings, they crash into the planetary. Planetary does go down. Planetary does fall. Serral's still looking quite comfortable. Even though the armies are comparable in size, Serral has a bank. And still rebuilt, remax. Going in once again for another orbital. You know, Serral, he does want those tanks. Gets one. Just the one tank for now. And then we're kind of taking a bit of a slower approach here. I mean, Serral is still just taking these better fights time and time again. And Ryung just hasn't been able to really properly max out. He's come close though. Has come close, still building up his final form. Which is more tanks, all the tanks. Before he can get there, Serral, he does dive in. Decent EMP on the Vipers. Snipes coming in. And this is the fight that Ryung wanted. Takes down the Ultras. Snipes the Viper. Going for another base. And now Ryung, he can take some trades. We have the ghost, Papi. We have the ghost. Let's go. See Serral rotating towards the right-hand side. It's going to be denied. Working mainly with Ling Bane Ultra. We do have some air upgrades on the way with Aspire. This can lead into Broodlords. I mean, we're thinking about it. Neural's on the way for the Infestors. Serral getting every upgrade he can. And especially if we do reach this mega ghost army, then ideally Serral does need to switch into something like Brutal and Infestor. Does need to switch into a more efficient army composition. As Ryung is just turtling. We have more CCs, factories, fusion core on the way as well. Happy. It's already been a long bro. We're gonna be here for a while. It's still game 1. Let's go. Link Bane rolling in, yoinking a tank. Oh, Bailings that don't trade well, they get shut down. The Bailings are cleaned up. Snipes going off on the Ultras. Once again, Ryung not taking a bad fight. We'll lose the CC though. Command center does fall. Serral trading out a lot of Link Bane. Ryung fighting well. Fighting and trading very nicely. Link Bane does roll in. Ghost gaining ground. Another expansion now being taken. Again, this is what Ryung does best, and we have seen Ryung take down players like Dark and take it to even Raynor in the past, where the strength of Ryung is, in this kind of game state, taking away the speed of his opponent. He's just walling up, slowing the game down, relying on his strengths, which is positional play and main fights, army control. You know, it's not about the speed, it's not about all these counterattacks and these split pushes. Multi-pronged aggression, no. That's not Ryung. Just wall up. Wall it up, Happy. So it looks so tall from that angle, like a titan. Oh, he does. The angle. The perspective on Serral. He's a beast. Base is being retaken. Planetary setting up. Lings rolling in. Barely any Bailings. Ryung takes another good fight. Does trade well. Again, it is a much slower approach. I mean, Maru does embrace this kind of style as well, which makes sense. Snipes going off, catching the Ultra. Ultra goes down, base under fire as well. Ryung, we're getting there. Let's go. Takes down the Northern Hatchery. Fungal getting ready. Army forces him back. Good blinding clouds. And Bailings, they finally get some better connections, but we have another line of tanks behind this. Ryung does hold. Throwing down more CCs. Again, creating these choke points, making it more difficult to engage. Another hatchery goes down. A mineral line as well. Oh my god. Unlike we typically see, Serral does not have Nidus worms. Unable to escape, unable to evacuate. Fungal on some medevacs. Gets a medevac in the end. Behind this, 10 Broodlords on the way. Serral, he's like, okay, you want to slow the game down? I'll slow the game down. 10 Broodlords. I don't think the Infestor count is quite there yet, but I'm sure that's going to be up next. Going Broodlord Infestor. It's a kill, no cancel on the CC. Broodlord's coming in. We're not ready for this. Where are the Thors? Thors just now have begun. Tanks are going down. Yeah, Ryung, he was not ready for the Broodlords. Catching 3 tanks. Massive Fungal as well. Oh my god! The ghosts! The chain Fungal! Most of the ghosts will escape, but a very nice catch here from Serral. Catching out the ghosts, catching out the tanks. CC goes down. And Ryung is getting bullied back. Again, he was just caught with his pants down, not ready for those Brood Lords. Thor's now on the way, but Ryung, he needs time. Oh, another fungal. Oh my god. Yeah, the fungals are brutal. And Serral, he's just out trading Ryung. Ryung plummeting in that supply. Ay. Does take down a base, sure, but... Yeah, this planetary, there's no saving it. Not anymore. Another fungal. The fungals are brutal. Meanwhile, towards the south, yeah, Serral is gaining more ground. Ryung, he was almost there. He was doing well for himself. Sniping bases, getting mineral lines. But alas, he was unable to scout what was going on. Did not get eyes on the transition. And with that, Ryung, he's falling apart now. And Serral, he's cruising on in. Taking down more tanks. Going for more bases. And Ryung has no economy left. Needed that expansion, needed that base. And without it, cannot max out. Some decent EMPs. Some decent EMPs, but the main army is still pushing forward. And there's just no stopping these Brood Lords. So moving forward, Fungal does not quite connect. Not this time. Ryung going for the Mule Hammer. I mean, that's how desperate he is. That's how desperate for money he is. So Brood Lords, they keep gaining more ground. And Ryung, he has an okay army composition now, but again, it's just too little too late at this point. Another planetary falling. Queen's welding forward, spreading more creep. Again, more of a clinical display here from Serral in the late game against this kind of slower army. This is more where Serral can thrive. Like, I can see the style from Ryung working better against Raynor. I mean, we have seen it work better against Raynor. But Serral, he's just happy to slow down, to set the pace here. Bungle going up. Catching two more ghosts. The main base under fire. Starport going down. And yeah, things are looking a little bit bleak here for Ryung. He does have one base now up and running towards the south. He has one more base, but maxing out is ambitious. Yeah, Fungal does connect. Broodlord's even forcing friendly fire. Some okay snipes. But, I mean, yeah, Ryung, he's just spread a little bit too thin. As he's struggling to hold on to the south, he has barely anything in the main. As things, they shut down the production, being forced back. Ryung building up more Thors. I mean, Ryung does have a comparable army size. Like, it's one of those things where the supply looks more... I was going to say more dire than it really is. I mean, it is dire. it is dire for Ryung. He's down to 16 SCVs. But he has an army. wants to take the fight. Alas, the fungals are brutal. Thors are unable to pop up. Yeah, and Ryung is just slowly slowly losing more ground. Serral pushes in, taking down Thor after Thor. We're down to 3 Thors. Oh my god. 3 Thors left on the front line, 3 more on the way. Getting another Thor, not like this, even without the Broodlords. Ling Bane is enough. Collapsing on through, GG gets called as Serral overruns, and Serral takes game number 1. GG. GG, well played. Ryung definitely had his moments, and there was definitely a period where Ryung was popping off himself, was able to slow the game down, able to max out, cut the map in half. It was just before the Broodlords though, and again, that Broodlord switch was brutal. Ryung was so woefully underprepared. He had no Thors, he had minimal ghosts, and the Broodlords, they sniped. I think they brought down 2, maybe 3 bases before the Thor count was at a decent count where the Broodlords were stopped. By then it was too late. By then it was far too late. Serral had done so much damage, and Ryung couldn't afford those losses. GG. GG, well played. Now, as we get into game number 2, and as it's going to be Ryung's map of choice, I can feel it already. I can, I can feel it already here, and I feel the Crimson Court. I feel the Crimson Court. We have seen Ryung embrace that map before to great effect, and this is the kind of game that he usually does thrive in, as I mentioned before, is just maxing out, building up, walling off, and cutting the map in half. And on a map like Crimson Court, this kind of style is a lot stronger. And yep, there it is. It shouldn't be a surprise to you. Crimson Court is coming up next. This is the Terran go-to map. I mean, hey, we even saw it from Clem. We saw it from Clem as well. Time and time again, if Clem were ever to lose the map, Crimson Court is where he does bounce back. It is the Terran map, and Ryung is one to do the same. And after what just happened in game 1, I'm curious if Ryung can have a little bit more success on this map. I do think he can. At the same time, I'm ready. I'm ready for the all-in from Serral. Let's go. And in the top right-hand corner, we do have, from South Korea, Ryung for Team Vitality. And in the bottom left, we have Serral for Basilisk. Here we go. So I'm ready, I am excited. The last times we saw Serral on this map, Serral did go for his own Queen Roach Ravager all-ins. So we have seen Serral all-in on this map. Likewise, we also did see Serral cheese and all-in himself earlier against Cure. So my eyes are on Serral. I want to see how many gases are going to be taken, when the gases are taken as well. Talking about lair timings, Roach Warrens. My eyes are on Serral. You could argue that it's risky to go for an all-in here in this best of 2. True, and I'm sure Ryung was watching the matches that Serral played in EWC. I guarantee it. Likewise, I'm sure Ryung was also watching Rainer's matches earlier today, which is a bit of a tell of what's to come. So Ryung is aware. Will Serral risk it? Otherwise, he's going to have to indulge Ryung once again and enter another 30-minute game. Oh boy. Here we go. So now it is going to be a Rax Expand, standard opener out of Ryung. Meanwhile, Serral going for a hatch gas pull. SV coming in for a scout. And you can see Ryung is already checking for that cold mineral line. Oh, and Serral is going to start working on it. He does begin. Link speed is on the way. Serral does currently pull out of gas. We'll see if he does decide to pull back in. Reaper does dip forward. Trading with the Lings. Initially does trade. Catching a Ling, not bad. Checking the gold mineral line. Still not fully mined out. Ryung does confirm. Ooh. As Ryung takes down the tumor, very nice pickoff. Tumor goes down. So very strong start here from Ryung. Ryung behind this, going for a third CC. Looking to be 3 CC into Banshee. Meanwhile, Serral has yet to expand. There we go, going for the forward location, the forward base. That could be a tell of something like an all-in. Taking the forward base does give access to the high-yield gas geyser as well. But at least Ryung confirms it's not a 2-base all-in. Not going to be the all-in. Links are denied. Serral does pull back into gas. I'm curious as to how many. Links are on the way. It is early to pull back in. And this could be for a Roach. Yeah, there we go. I was gonna say, like, why mining gas? Roach Warren. It is gonna be the Roach Warren from Serral. Ryung does confirm. Big scout. And the question becomes, does Serral prioritize that center gas geyser? If so, does he cut workers and does he go for a Roach all-in? Because this is a good map or a good kind of setup for it with that center base. Marines are keeping up, zoning back the Hellions. Rich gas geyser is being taken. Lair is on the way. Now, this is not an insanely fast lair. It's a 4-minute 30 lair timing, which is pretty standard from the side of Serral. But I'm curious as to how heavily Serral commits to Roach production. It's for now still droning up. Still is droning. Is making a handful of roaches, but it looks like safety roaches. Okay, and double Eva chamber on the way, so it looks like Serral is not going for a 3-base all-in. That is what I was most curious about, if Serral was going to cut workers at sub 66. As we can see, Serral is droning, makes safety roaches, and getting into 1-1 upgrades, roach speed, and infestation pits. So Serral is building up towards a longer, later game state, which means it's time to strap yourselves in, because we're going to be here for a while. Let's go. Ryung does have a 5-rack setup in the main. Establishing his third. And, I mean, we'll keep an eye on Ryung. He could potentially throw down 3 more racks and go for an 8 racks. True, could occur. But for the most part, especially loading into Crimson Quartz, mentioned before that Ryung does love to turtle on this map. To wall up, to wall off, and embrace a much, much longer game state instead. So making 9 roaches just for safety, +1 melee on the way, not even +1 range. So very, very minimal commitments into Roach Ravager. Decent catch. Ryung getting 2 roaches. 2 roaches go down, threatening the queens. They will get away. We'll get away here as Ryung goes for the dive. Does threaten the 4th somewhat. Gets into the mineral line, gets 2 drones. Not bad. Catches 2 workers. Dropping into the main. Plenty of roaches to defend. And again, this is why opening up Roach is so safe in this matchup. You have a handful of roaches, like 9 roaches, 2 ravagers. You can shut down these drops quite easily. You can bow down tanks. And Serral can now freely drone up. He's now to 79 workers, basically 80 workers, the ideal worker count for Serral. And can now focus on maxing out with Ling Bane. Now focus on the Ling Bane. Viper's on the way as well. We'll see if Serral can try to break Ryung before he gets up to 4 bases. Like, can Serral end the game before Ryung really gets going? Can Serral end it before we're locked into another at least 25-minute game? We'll try. We'll try it, Pappy. We'll try it. So now Ryung clearing up creep. Serral is maxed. He has now reached Ryung's supply. 2 2s on the way. Hive is done. Adrenal. You can start working towards them. We already have Vipers. Vipers coming in. Going for the Lightning Clouds. Yeah, very nice Lightning Clouds bathing. They crash into the Marines. Going for the tanks as well, but they barely don't quite get on top of the Marines. Ryung holds. He has a nice spread. Does hold on. SCVs will fall, but Ryung will not. Ryung will defend, slowly pushing forward. Setting up his siege line. At the same time, going for a drop towards the left-hand side. Serral remaxing on Ling Bane. And his goal, once again, should be to break down the center 4th. To shut down the 4th base and deny the economy of Ryung. Just never allow him to max out. We'll see if he can. Nice catch from Serral. Takes down the Marines. Hatchery's denied on the right. And Serral is going for the dive once again. Blinding Clouds on the tanks. Goes to the SCVs. Takes down one of the tanks. And another. 2 tanks do fall. Not bad. Serral doesn't kill a lot of workers, but he's once again denying the 4th. Just deny the 4th base over and over again. Make sure it does not get saturated. And a shout out to C. Grail, Papi. Thank you so much for the sub. Gracias, Papi, gracias. Do appreciate it. Thank you for giving us up to the community. Hope you enjoy the content. Hope you enjoy the casting. Hope you enjoy. I'm trying to stay sane. I should be okay for at least another couple of hours, but I can already hear. I don't know if you can notice it. My words are being slurred a little bit, just a little bit. The fatigue is setting in. Un poquito, Papi. Is why I've misspoken a couple of times here and there. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. We'll be okay. As Ryung does knock down one of the hatcheries, not bad. It's a nice up left. Working hard and it should be rewarded. It's getting fun now. Gracias. Thank you. And what I was looking forward to here was Serral breaking that center base. That hasn't actually happened. So far, Ryung, he's holding his own. He's fortifying himself. The tank lines are being secured. 3-3s on the way. Ryung splitting up, knocking down bases. But Serral is not done yet. Drop lords are amassing. Serral getting ready for a doom drop towards the main. He's getting ready for it. I'm assuming it's towards the main. We'll see where the drop lords are being set up. Once again, Ryung denying the expansion. Trading well against the Ling Bane. Oh, and there are the Drop Lords. And I believe Ryung did not spot them. I believe he is in the dark, and here we go, the Drop Lords. Mass Ling. Towards the main base. Once again, the Drop Lords being kept further back. Passive bombs will shut down the drops. Both medevacs even. And Ryung, he doesn't spot the drop alerts. He doesn't see. He doesn't know. And here comes Serral. 5 drop alerts full of Lings. Full of Zerg. Diving into the main base. Came to the production. Does force a big reaction, a big response out of Ryung. Lings are unloaded. But Ryung does have time to respond. He will defend. Okay. Not as impactful as I was hoping. Ryung will survive. Can now focus on the main fight. Serral pushing in. Going for the third base, but the tank line is brutal. And so far, Ryung, he's holding. Building up a bank. Oof. That's a brutal. Files once again. Oh, they take down 9 more SCVs. Speakoffs. So coming in, going for the gas geyser. It's fine, Kobe. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine, Bobby. It's fine. True. True. So as Ryung is not quite set up for this. Yeah, tank squad on siege. Ling Bane rolling in. Ghost going down. Oh my god. Ryung taking a brutal fight. Not like this. The best fight that Serral has had in quite some time. Oh my god. Meanwhile, there's like a tornado outside Ryung's house. Outside his window. Like, I know it's a fan, but it's blowing hard in his face, Papi. Oh my god. It's like he's riding a motorbike. It's just been entrancing me for the past couple of minutes, not gonna lie. Just Ryung's hair in the wind. Let's see, we go. Serral, he does rock in on the right hand side, denying the expansion. Yeah, it does get on top of the mineral line. Tanks going down to Lings, to the Ravagers as well. And we spoke earlier how ideally Ryung, he was hoping to stabilize, hoping to fortify himself. Alas, it's not happening. Oh my god, the BIOS as well. Calm down. The BIOS connect. Ryung fans are intense. I'm shouting so loud. Oh my god. Any mere mortal will be blown out of their seats, but not Ryung. Not Ryung. He's holding on, Bappy. For dear life. If he lets go of his keyboard, he's gonna be blown away. Let's go. Double drop into the third. SCV's going down. And again, Ryung, his goal here was to stabilize, was to fortify himself and max out, and he was almost there, but alas, has been pulled apart. Serral building up a massive bank. Greater Spires on the way. Getting ready for Broodlords once again. We saw that was something that Ryung just wasn't ready for in Game 1. And could work again here in Game 2. If we even need to get there. Oh my god. Serral does shut down the drops. Tanks as well. Serral just rotating around, knocking down all the rocks, creating more openings. It's still not easy to break these entrenched positions, but Serral just may be able to with just sheer numbers. It does go for the yoink. Bailing's rolling in. Decent actions on the bio. Taking down another and another tank. And these trades don't need to be efficient. Just getting a couple of tanks here and there is good enough. Serral has 9,000 minerals in the bank. He can afford these trades. It's all good, Pappy. It's all good. with the trades. Ryung still trying to stabilize himself. Stuck on 5 bases. And Serral has literally every other base on the map. If Ryung can somehow establish another expansion, then sure. Then okay. But until that happens, it is still looking quite grim here for Ryung. Oh my god. I do think that Serral can be a little bit more assertive in some of these, or in this game state. I mean, he doesn't know how much Ryung is working with, how little bank he has. So we go, Serral does dive in. Again, Lings, they get on top of the tanks, efficient trades. Planetary is going to be going down. Not the most important base here for Ryung. Doesn't have as much minerals available, but every little bit counts. 13 SCVs full. Ryung working towards Mech Ghost. But it's still a ways away. Still a ways away at this point. I mean, has Mass Ghost true? Where's the copy pasta? Mass Ghost, it's all you need. It's all Ryung needs, Pappy, but ideally more than that. So we go decent EMP on the Vipers. Lean Bane crashing in. And that takes down, what, 4 or 5 tanks. And Serral immediately remaxing 106 Lings in production. That's a lot of Lings, Pappy. That's a lot of Lings. You can see that this time Ryung, he's blindly making Thors, which makes sense. We saw that the Broodlord switch was able to catch him off guard and did just straight up end the game. So Ryung is trying to get ahead of that. He's attempting to... Again, still stuck on these 5 bases. And I appreciate that, like, again, so all he has to do is just keep remaxing on Lings. Like, he's trading so efficiently here, getting, what is that, another 4 tanks for Lings? For only Lings? Like, Ryung is just spread too thin. Doesn't have the army supply to defend his bases, to defend his tanks. Serral can keep remaxing on those Lings as well. And one of the hatcheries is denied. Ryung potentially getting another base. Can keep himself sustained. So rotating over. Oh, that is going to be a kill, not a cancel. Hatchery goes down. Serral investing into Neural. there it is. I can always count on you, Chet Nitro. I can count on you. Oh, the flanking fungal. Oh my god. We catch out a good chunk of Ghosts. Ghosts go down. CC as well. It's really hard to control this late game Terran army. You need a hooky for Ghosts to counter Lurkers, Ghosts to counter Hydras, Ghosts to counter Broodlords, Ultras, Vipers, EMP Infestors, nuke the economy, snipe detection so your Ghosts don't die. Exactly. Ryung, he knows. But alas, Ryung just having a hard time sustaining himself, and here we go, once again going for another dive. The tanks once again exposed. Just not enough support. Ghosts not where they need to be. We need more Ghosts, Pappy. Or just buffer in general. As alas, we're out of money, we're out of steam. And Serral breaking through. And you can see a big side there for Ryung. Ay, ay, ay. Just cannot sustain these losses. And there it is. GG gets called. Serral will take the 2-0. Will take down Ryung. GG. Drawing first blood. And again, Ryung definitely had his moments in both Game 1 and Game 2. Especially Game 1. I was most impressed on Dynasty. I was most impressed on Dynasty when Ryung was able to gain ground, was sniping bases, getting mineral lines. He was looking quite good against Serral, but... And then came the Broodlords. Ay. Meanwhile, in this game, it was Serral just knocking down the 5th base over and over again, just made sure that Ryung was never able to max, never able to get comfortable. And Serral did just a great job at just taking every other base on the map, taking it slow and steady. GG. GG, well played. Serral does take it. And with that, we're getting ready for our next matchup. Who's it going to be? Who will rise to the challenge? Now, I'm curious. On the one hand, Solar was the answer to the Serral problem, right? That's true. Solar, he was the one that was able to bring down Serral multiple times in the previous season, or 2 seasons ago in WTL. Solar was the Serral Slayer. Can he do that again, though? What I will say, especially over the course of the past couple of months, is that after Solo was popping off, after Solar was, you know, knocking Serral down time and time again, Serral, it did feel like he did go over those matches and he did kind of reinvent himself in ZVZ. Basically, Serral became more of the aggressor over the past year. He did adjust, did adapt, and instead of having to respond and trying to scout and to react and playing perfectly in ZVZ instead, he's willing to be aggressive himself and be in the face of his opponents and dictate the pace of the game instead. I do think that Solar really did change Serral's approach to ZVZ, and now Serral is a very different kind of Zerg player than he once was. Is very different. Yeah, he was blown away. Oh no. Not like this. So because of that, I'm not so sure if Solar is the answer anymore. Is anyone the answer? Can Serral be stopped? Oh, let's go! It's gonna be the next Terran. It's gonna be Maru. Oh my god, we're gonna be holding on to Solar. We will hold on to him. And up next, it is happening. Let's go. Maru versus Serral in a best of 2. Oh my god. I am curious. Again, this is going to be a rematch. We have seen Serral bring Maru down in the past at EWC. Serral was looking like a beast. We'll see if Maru can get his revenge as we're getting into Oceanborn. Let's go. If you're in the chat, predictions are now open. And in the bottom right hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player. The blue Terran, it is Maru for Team Vitality. And in the top left, we have Serral for Basilisk. Oh boy. Again, these two did face off. They did face off at EWC. They did have a bit of a back and forth. Maru was able to take a game, if you recall. He was able to look his best on this map, on Oceanborn. And if you recall, it was Maru similarly going for this kind of later game state. Walling up, going for a longer later game. If you recall, Maru, he slowed the game down, he cut the map in half, and did embrace Ghost Liberator. He walled up, he went Ghost Lib, and we saw that Serral was maybe a little bit too over-eager with his own Lingbane Hydra. He was stuck on Lingbane Hydra a little bit too long, and was over time just not trading efficiently. He was just throwing away too many units, too much Lingbane, and was not trading well and not keeping up efficiency-wise with Maru. And Maru did bring Serral down on Oceanborn. But if you remember, it was after that series, after those games, where Serral did recognize kind of where his faults lied and was able to adapt, was able to improve, and in the end did take the series. It was in the winners interview afterwards that Serral, he admitted, like, he was like, yeah, like I kind of like tunnel vision a little bit too much, and I understand that I have to, you know, especially against that kind of style from Maru, is just know when to back off, you know when to just transition out of Lingbane Hydra and get into a slower composition instead, into Broodlord Infestor basically. And we'll see if we get a similar kind of setup. A similar dynamic. Here we go. This could be another long one, is what I'm saying. Oh boy. Could be another long one. Really, Ryung, he was tiring Serral out for another 30-minute ZVT. Let's go. As Maru does dip in. The other thing that I'm curious about, again, especially when it came to the EWC matches that we did see, Maru very clearly is a very different kind of player compared to Clem. Clem is a little more active, a lot faster, a little more aggressive. Maru a little bit slower, more methodical, more late game. But after Maru was able to see Clem, I wonder if he was inspired. I hope he was. I wonder if Maru was able to take away for that finals between Clem and Serral, learn from it and try to incorporate it himself into his own play. That is what I'm most curious about. I want to see if Maru's TVZ has changed or if it's still the same. As for now, it is going to be 3CC. Standard opener. 3CC into Starport. It is going to be Viking first. Interesting from Maru. With that Viking going to be hunting down the Overlords, it will delay any kind of Banshee follow-up or even BC. We can see there's no Fusion Core. As there's the add-on swap, and it looks like it is going to be Viking into Banshee. This is a bit of a cheeky maneuver out of Maru. Basically, if you go Viking first, it's usually Viking into Liberator, because otherwise you'd be delaying the Tech Lab, delaying the add-on, delaying the upgrades. It is inefficient to go Viking into Banshee. And we get a full scout. God. So I was going to say that going into the Banshee follow-up is a really nice way to catch Serral off guard, but Serral, his link slips into the main. He sees the Tech Lab on the starport, did not see it researching, but that was a big tell, as the observer's pointing out. So very big moment here for Serral. Now is aware that Banshees are a big possibility. Otherwise, typically the Banshees would have caught Serral off guard. Not this time. So very nice scout. Meanwhile, Overlord's being zoned away. And Serral is already getting... Oh, he's already going for a greedier response. Going double Evo Chamber. So essentially, Serral, he delays his lair, he delays his Bailey Nest in favor of 1-1 upgrades. It's a little bit risky. It would mean he's vulnerable to earlier pushes and things like Hellbat all-ins, for example. But again, after the free scout, after the full scout, Serral knows he's safe, so he's cutting corners. Delaying Baneling speed as he doesn't need it. Does not need it. As Maru does rotate on the right-hand side. Threatens a dive. Working towards Stim, working towards 1-1. And the Banshee is revealed. I mean, Serral was already aware. Spores are repositioning. Serral, the Spore was more on the occasion for a Liberator, so not bad. 4 drones. 4 drones go down. Banshee survives. The Banshee on the right-hand side. Going for the mineral line. And Maru is getting damage done. Not bad. Despite the scout, it looks like Serral is still convinced it was going to be Libs. And as a result, it is getting pulled apart a little bit here. It's a very nice start from Maru. Getting 7, getting 8 drones. Both Banshees will be able to escape, getting even up to 9 drone kills. Very nice damage. Serral going into his hive. Oh my god, actually rushing into hive tech. 2-2. Looks like Blink Bane into Ultra. Okay. Not quite something that I was expecting here. But there's no other tech. There's no Spire. There's no Hydrogen. We'll see if this could still be just a delayed Hydrogen instead. So we'll keep an eye on Serral. See what he goes for. Meanwhile, Maru, he's holding his own. Working towards 2-2. So far, Serral is keeping up. Keeping up with the drops at least. Hive is almost done. And for the time being, with the completion of the Hive, we have Vipers on the way. Adrenal. Looking to work towards 3-3. And still no Hydrogen, so I am still leaning towards Ultras. Oh my god, going for Drop Lords once again. We saw this against Ryung. Okay. Drop Lords are coming. If you recall, the Link drop in this series or in the game against Ryung was a little bit lackluster. Didn't get much done, but still has potential. Always. And she's catching a queen, at least almost. And Ami moving out. Serral maxing with Ling Bane. Maru right there with him. Likewise maxing out. Oh, match just going off. Big mind connection. There's that Doom drop. Poised to head into the natural. There's the turret center tower on the way as well. Maru, he's aware that something could be wrong. Central tower about to finish. But the Doom drop is coming in. The one turret is not going to be enough. Maru out of position. It does have to race back. Lings, they get dropped in. SCVs are going down. And Serral, he's going for the third as well. He's going for the throats. Ling Bane rolling on forward, crashing into the Marines. And can we get into the mineral lines? Tanks are going down. Bailings are headed into the third. Maru able to pull away. It does pull away in time, but oh my god, so much damage being done. Linked to the main base, they came for the production. CC's under fire. Tanks go down as well. And Serral, he's snowballing out of control with one swift move, with one massive Doom drop. He has broken Maru. We will not embrace the mid game. We will not embrace the late game. Not this time. And Maru, who's just not ready for it. And alas, everything's on fire. Does have a fourth. Oh, big mind connection. But despite it, there's still so many Lings. And these are Cracklings. They have Adrenal. They won't quite be able to break the main. That is 45 SCV kills. Ay, ay, ay. Not like this. Maru, his economy is crippled. Bailings that were powered in the mineral line. Oh my god. Lings on borrowing once again, forcing friendly fire from the Widow Mines as well. And all Serral has to do is rebuild, remax, and do that again. So we have to do, just calm things down, back off. Building up once again. Serral, he's back in the main. Oh no, the barbarian. No! Oh my god. Cassie? Oh, okay, it's a Ling. My apologies. I thought it was a Bailing, but it's just a Ling. It's all good. What am I? Oh, going off. Not a bad connection. On Bailings. Meanwhile, Doom drop on the right hand side. Powerbomb goes off. Oof, taking down the Metamax. Brutal pickoffs. And the drops, they're back. They're back once again. Not like this. This time, Maru does have a massive field of Widow Mines. Will complicate things. Ling's Empire back in the main. Ling Bane rolling in. Oh, the retargeting from Maru, but still not good enough. Bailings, they bust on through. They catch out the reinforcements, getting into the middle lines as well. 31, oh my, 31 SCVs go down. Lings wreaking havoc in the natural and the third base. GG gets called, and Serral takes game number 1. GG, very impressive stuff there out of Serral. What is interesting to me is that the game was pretty neck and neck. The game was very close between both Maru and Serral. They were keeping up with each other, but it was just one swift move. That Doom drop was the beginning of everything. Maru was not in position. Maru was close to maxing out and had very little reinforcements. Lings, they were able to drag away the attention of Maru, and they also created an opening where Serral pushed up the ramp, headed towards the third base. It was able to catch Maru mid-transition essentially as he was trying to respond to the Lings in the natural base. Meanwhile, the Lings in the natural, they flooded into the main. Everything was on fire. The main, the natural, and the third. The fourth was safe and fortified, but we didn't care about the fourth. The fourth did not matter at that point. So yeah, very decisive blow out of Serral. And with that, GG, Serral takes game 1. Takes game number 1, and the question becomes, can Serral be stopped? You know, there was a lot of hype around Clem. For good reason. Clem is the world champion. Clem is the best player in the world, but Serral is up there as well. Serral, if you remember, the story of EWC is that Serral, he was knocking down every other player out there. It was only Clem that could stop him. Really, I mean, there was that close series with Hero, which was also really hype, I will say. But Serral was looking dominant, even against Maru at EWC. Remember, Maru, the one game that he took was on Oceanborn, and now, shouldn't be a surprise, Crimson Court. We've seen a lot of Crimson Court today because we've seen a lot of Terran map picks here from Clem, from Ryung, from Maru. I'm becoming a little bit of a broken record, but if you hadn't heard already, Crimson Court is a much more Terran favored map and is known for splitting the map in half and forcing a slower game state, a more macro game as well. Oh boy. The late game, I should emphasize. And here we go in the bottom left-hand corner, we have Maru for Team Vitality. And in the top right, we have Serral for Basilisk. Here we go. To elaborate a little bit on the advantages of Crimson Court, because these fringe bases are so secure, because they're so fortifiable, there's a very few attack paths, so there's a lot of choke points as well on Crimson Court, so it's much easier to fortify your bases, to defend, and to kind of take away some of the chaos that Zerg players can otherwise ensue and bring to the table with counterattacks, with run-bys, with drop play, with Nidus Worms. It can be difficult to really make that work. We saw that Raynor struggled with this, and I mean, that's where Clem was able to thrive a little bit more further. It's why Ryung, even though Serral is like a top tier player, Ryung was able to hold his own for a long time as well on this map by slowing the game down, by turtling up as well. And that is also how Maru took a game off of Serral at EWC. Not on this map, it was on Oceanborn, but also in a later game, in a slower game state where Maru was able to turtle up and fortify himself and force that late game. Serral, I'm sure, is aware. And we'll see how Serral responds. Now, when it comes to Raynor, Raynor went for purely all-ins. We saw a lot of all-ins from Raynor on Crimson Court with mixed success. Likewise, if you're watching EWC, Serral did the same. Also went for all-ins. But that was against Clem. Does he risk it against Maru? My eyes are on Serral. My eyes, they have to be on Serral here in the early game of Crimson Court. What do you have for us? What do you got? As Reaper does step in, Serral taking the third base, not going for a 2-base all-in, and Maru for the most part is aware, does spot the mined minerals. As Serral is expanding. You can see behind this Maru going 3cc, third CC before starport. Going for an economic opener. And we have not yet seen much aggression out of Serral. He will shut down the Reaper. Oh! Reaper goes down. Nice pickoff. And Serral did pull out of gas. He pulled out, so the Reaper falls. Serral does not pull back in. So far it looks like a standard game state from Serral. He's not being too crazy. Calming things down. Never mind. Serral, he pulls back into gas. Okay. You have my attention. Happy. He thought I wasn't paying attention. Okay, so Serral pulls back in. This should be for roaches. We should be seeing another roach-based opener out of Serral. If Serral goes into a faster lair, that's something to take note of. That is obviously a big sign of aggression. But I imagine this is just for roaches. Oh, there's the lair. Okay. A 4-minute lair here from Serral. Okay, Papi. I see you. I see you. Very fast lair. This should still be towards a Roach Warden as well. As the observer is pointing it out. Lair is on the way. Serral droning up, taking extra gases. Interesting. Uh-oh. If we're getting up to 3 gases, if we think about a 4th gas, Baliness is thrown down. I'm feeling mutas. Serral, is he inspired? Yep, 4 gases. Let's go. Spire plate. This should be for Spire. This should be for 2-base muta. And Serral, after seeing Raynor, and if you missed out on it, I do recommend the VODs. Raynor did flex a lot of muta play against Clem to great success. Serral might be inspired, and we might be seeing mutas instead. Okay, show us the Spire. And there it is. The Spire has been thrown down. It is going to be muta play from Serral. Again, early lair, early gases did scream muta. And we'll see if Maru can get a read on what's going on. Maru did spot a gas geyser at the 3rd, which is a bit of a tell. The scary thing is that for all Maru knows, maybe no gases at the natural, right? There could be no gases at the natural base, and it could just be an earlier gas count to get into roaches. Maru still has to piece it all together. He is somewhat aware of what's going on, but only somewhat. Inspired? I see what you did there. Oh no. Ahí están. How does your brain work? How does it your brain is just looking for it, Pappy. It's just you're like Sherlock Holmes. But with just awful jokes and puns. It's just with wordplay. Oh no. Oh no. Not like this. Shaking my head, I stand. Shaking my head. Ay. As behind this, mutas are massing up. It's going to be 9 mutas. Building into lings. And again, I believe Maru has yet to really confirm what's going on. But it's just my nature, Papi. It just is. It's automatic. Oh no. Not like this. It's just a reflex, Papi. As the mutas are going to be revealed, they pick up a couple of SCVs. Tarts have yet to be really committed to. But at least Maru is now aware of what's going on. So we're trying to keep Maru contained. And we'll see how Maru's control compares to Raynor. We'll see how he does compare. Banshees towards the main. Casual workers, not bad. 3 drones go down. Despite the mutas, Banshees, they somehow got across the map. Impressive. It's impressive. Getting six drones before being shot down. I mean, the mutas that were going to shut down the benches anyway, so whatever value they can get. 6 workers, it's okay. As mutas they rotate towards the main. So far, Maru's keeping up and hasn't really lost too much. Not yet. Maru's holding his own. Takes out another muta. Meanwhile, Serral's going to be committing, still making just additional mutas, plus 2 air attacks on the way. 2 upgrades as well. But I still worry for the value of these mutas that they have not done too much yet. Serral is maxed. Meanwhile, Maru embracing Thor production, more Widow Mines, turrets being thrown down, extra turrets as well. The mutas will be able to shut them down. They buy time. Buy time for the main army. Plus 2 is denied. Massive pickoff. Plus 2 is almost done. Upgrades are delayed. Oof. Big mine shot going off. Serral, he maintains his army. Maru attempting to clear up some creep. But Maru is being shut down. Serral just going to be containing. Maru almost maxed out himself. And we'll see how this move out does work out for Maru. I mean, again, in a head-on fight, the mutas, they can't really engage. And Maru is pushing. It's going to take a while to work through the creep. So he's got 27 banelings on the way. Mutas ideally want to trade. If you catch some turrets, they force back the army. Big moves here out of Maru. Sorry, out of Serral. Does bring Maru back. And does delay the push. More turrets going down. More SCVs going down as well. Ay, ay, ay. Now again, Maru's still almost maxed himself. But Serral is buying time. He's buying time for 2-2. For the Hive. For Vipers. Oh, he denies plus 2 again. He just keeps getting it. That's actually pretty huge. Serral did want to move out, but Maru did want to move out, but he's stuck on +1 attack. Just being denied over and over again. Just wants upgrades. Just wants +2. It's not going to happen. The mine shots! Oof. Reconnection. And the mine shot almost goes off. Likewise, Serral still marauding around, catching 2 more tanks. And Maru is struggling. Maru is struggling to hold on. Meanwhile, thankfully, it looks like Serral is getting ready for a transition out of Muta. I mean, still embracing mass Muta, but we have an Ultra Cavern on the way, working towards Kindness Plating, working towards Ultra Speed. On to fight back against this ground-based force of Maru. Serral going for a run-by, getting to the mineral line. Maru does respond. Shuts it down. Just down the Link Bane. Maru restarting +2. Can it finally finish? Let him have +2. As Banes, they crash into the center expansion. Planetary goes down. Most SCVs do survive. The magic boxing. Catching the Thor. Getting 12 SCVs, busting into the main. Again, still just keeping Maru busy. And I mentioned before that Serral was working on +2, but now 3-3 is on the horizon. Serral will actually have better upgrades than Maru. And it's just so difficult to keep up with these mutas. I was to say that does move through the army. Rough losses. 9 more mutas on the way. Meanwhile, Serral rolling in, getting another planetary. And yeah, this weekend on StarCraft, it's just been really great to see mutas once again prevalent in ZVT. I feel like Lingbane muta has been out of the meta and out of fashion for many, many years. It's been all about Lingbane Hydra into Lurker, maybe even Lingbane into Ultra. But Lingbane muta was, I mean, that was the meta for so long in StarCraft 2. Was replaced, but here tonight against Clem with Raynor and here against Maru, good to see it again. I missed it, Patty. I missed it. As soon as they hit the mineral line, 9, 10, 11, oh my god, 12 more SCVs. And it looks like we may have just poked the bear. Maru, it looks like he's had enough defending. He's lost so much here in the defense, down to 45 SCVs, but Maru does have a super maxed army. It's all I think there's too much to be made. Oh my god! Serral, he was lying in wait. He crashes on in. Massive connections. The splits are a little bit too late, and Maru, he plummets in supply. He was forced into a counterattack, but Serral, he was waiting for him the entire time. Was waiting for Maru to get impatient. Oh, and that's a kill on the CC. Maru does have a bank. He's remaxing. But Serral, he collapses in. Takes down tanks, takes down Widow Mines. Yeah, Serral is looking quite comfortable. Doesn't keep going. But does shut down the push. And just Serral, he's all over Maru. He's all over him, Pappy. Bailings, they crash into the central planetary. Planetary goes down. There was a lot of hype around Clem, for good reason. He's the world champion, but Serral before him, still a terrifying opponent. Terrifying player. Aye. Against anyone but Clem, Serral is the dominant force. Diving in, Bailings once again, they crash into the bio. The splits are too late. Aye. And GG gets called. It's just too much, and Serral will take the 2-0, will take down Maru in a very, very dominant performance. GG. And again, the question becomes, can anyone stop Serral? Is Serral going to all kill? I know that Raynor was looking good earlier. Raynor was the answer to Clem. But again, as I mentioned before, outside of Clem, can anyone hold a candle to Serral? Oh boy. Can anyone keep up? It's going to come down to one player. There's one player remaining. Solar. Now, Solar, he was dubbed the Serral Slayer. I mentioned before that at the start of the year, last year, Solar, he was all over Serral. He was knocking him down left and right. He was able to bring him to his knees time and time again, not just in WTL, but in other tournaments as well. It was all about Solar in the ZVZ matchup. Can he do it again? I mentioned before, I went on a bit of a tangent talking about how Serral did adapt after that period of time. It looked like that he had learned from his series against Solar. He had adapted himself, and Serral is much more aggressive, much more assertive in the ZVZ. He's more willing to open up safe as well, just to put himself behind, just to be secure. We basically saw that to come to fruition in EWC. If you were here for it, if you watched, Serral versus Dark is a good example. Dark kept going for all-ins. Dark, he kept going for Ling Floods, for Roach timings. Dark kept cutting workers and kept trying to be hyper-aggressive against Serral, and this worked in the past. This did work in the past. This is how Solar defeated Serral time and time again. And Serral looked untouchable versus Dark. It was crazy how insane that series was. How Serral, he was so quick to scout, rescout, playing safe every single time, never over-droned. Just really safe play, and Dark just couldn't touch him. Could not touch Serral. So I wonder how Solo will approach this. Again, I'm sure Solo was watching. I'm sure Solo was watching that ZVZ between Dark and Serral, and seeing how safe Serral was being. We'll see. We shall see. As we are getting ready here for potentially our final best of 2. Oh boy. Here we go. Meanwhile, where's Rainer? Rainer, he's sleeping. He's having a nap, Bob. He's like, call me when I'm needed. Here we go. The ZVZ is here. And again, Solar has been there for his team in the past. He has brought Serral down, but Serral, he is here for his revenge. He wants that. He wants that vengeance here, as game 1 is going to be on Crimson Court. Let's go. Here we go. Meanwhile, if you're in the chat, predictions will soon be open. We're getting there. And here we go, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Crimson Court, we have Solar for Team Vitality. And in the top right, we have his opponent, we have Serral for Basilisk. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It's time to gamba. Let's go. Let's go. Now that I think about it, do you think Serral has limited free time today and he's pushing the schedule? You say pushing the schedule, papi. It's been 14 hours. It's been 14 and a half hours. Oh my god. Pushing the schedule? Kappa. My god. True. It's only gonna be a 15-hour cast now instead of 16. Crazy. Crazy. Here we go. As you see, Serral going for a hatch gas pool. Likewise, so is Solar. We are keeping up with each other. And here we go. So just initially standard openers, and from here we'll see if either player cuts any corners, if either player goes into 2-base Roach. This is not a bad map for 2-base Roach. We mentioned before how defendable the third base location can be, especially the linear third. So that is going to be a big option here for both Solar and Serral. We'll see. We'll see where our players do take this. I'm ready. I'm excited. I'm excited. Here we go. Link speed being researched. Soon to be getting to our third bases. And we'll see where our players do take us here as our initial Link scouts are moving out. We should be soon expanding here. There we go. Third base is now being taken. Both players going for the forward bases. Oh, it's going to be a short one. Let's go. Let us go. Great minds think alike. Who cares about these safe linear expansions? No. No 2-base Roach. Forward bases are being taken. Bailey Nest on the way. And we'll see if either player can hold on to this center expansion. Here we go. So far, we are keeping up with each other. And we'll be embracing the Lingbane phase of ZVZ. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm here. We're awake. Let's go. You can see Serral the first to make Lings. Likewise, Solo not too far behind him. 8 Lings on the way. Bailey Nest almost done. Bailey needs to be morphed in. Ooh, okay. Solar, the first to throw down a Roach Warren. Serral not too far behind him. Roach Wardens have been placed. Respecting gas guys are being taken. Solar does delay. Sorry, Serral does delay. For a handful of seconds. And that does tell us that Solar is thinking about going into a Ling Roach all-in. With that high yield gas geyser. He's gonna skyrocket his gas ahead quite a bit. We'll see when he does cut drones. Serral making more Lings behind this. Roach production has already begun for Solar, we mentioned earlier. He wants that gas. Likewise, Roach is on the way for Serral. Both players do embrace it. Both players do rush into that gas. Roach is on the way, and it's all about the hyper aggression here on Crimson Court with these center bases. And we'll see who breaks first. Slipping in. Forcing back the army. Oh my god, the flanking Bailing does not quite connect. Roaches are revealed. Bailings of Serral getting caught out. Good trades here for Solar. Gets 2 Bailings. Ravager's morphing in as well. And again, Serral did not overdrone. Is keeping up in the Roach count. Still very tense. Could go either way. It's going to come down to the control to the micro. Gas guys are under fire. Solar is threatening the gas geyser. Almost does bring it down. That would be a massive pickoff. You know, Serral forced to engage, trading with the Lings. Bailing does get a good connection. And Serral beating off Lings. Armies do bounce off each other. Solar, he wants that gas geyser. He's gonna get it. The Vials. Oh, not quite. Lings flooding in, catching the main army. Vials will connect. Gas geyser goes down. Very nice start here from Solar. Takes down the gas. Lings going for a run by. Going for a counterattack. But Serral, he does notice. Does respond. Lings into the main. Serral is going to shut Solar down. At least a run by. And Solar is still very committed. Neither player has droned in quite some time. 37 drones, that's all we have. Solar players need. But Serral does have the larger Roach Ravager army. As retaking the gas geyser. Is moving out. Trying to punish these Roaches. These Ravagers. Does get one. One Ravager goes down. Others do morph in. Vials do connect. Oh my god. Serral just takes into the face, but he's getting into the Ravagers. Where's the support? Where's the Ling Bane? And Ling's going for a run by the Bailings. Massive connections. And Solar is getting shut down. The Lings get cleaned up. The Roach Ravager getting cleaned up as well. And Serral is breaking through. He's breaking through the front lines. GG gets told. It gets called. It's just too much. And Serral takes game number 1. GG. I liked the little move there where Solar was able to snipe the gas geyser. It was a nice pickoff, but alas, unfortunately, we saw that Solar kept trying to go for Ling counterattacks. It happened twice during that game where tried to flood Lings into the main, but was caught off guard, was caught by reinforcements, bleeding out a lot of Lings, so alas, didn't quite get any value. And it was not with the main army to support either, so yeah, Serral, he defends, he attacks, he snowballs out of control, and Serral takes game 1. Does take the first game, and now we're getting ready for game number 2. We'll see if Solar can bounce back. I'm curious, what is our map of choice? Where are we headed? That is what I want to know. Where are we headed? Serral too powerful. Well, I mentioned this before, and again, it was accentuated in Serral series versus Dark at EWC. Serral is so careful nowadays in ZVZ. He's not concerned with getting ahead. He's not concerned with droning past his opponents and taking an economic lead. No. He's all about playing safe here. And again, Serral, despite even having an initially better trade, he isn't too greedy. He doesn't, feel like he can squeeze out a couple of extra drones here and there. No. He just keeps up, maintains worker counts with his opponents, and just focuses on surviving, on fighting, We're getting ahead that way instead. And here we go in the top right-hand corner. We have Solar for Vitality. In the bottom left, we have Serral for Basilisk. Here we go. As Dynasty is going to be a very interesting one. Once again, a very unorthodox map. We'll see if either player tries to rush into the gold. No shot. Speaking of Solar and Serral, okay. Both players, they rush into the gold base. Alright. The gloves are off. Now what's important is that early on, the gold base cannot be punished. That's what's important here about this mirror matchup. The gold base is safe and sound because Ling Bane cannot touch the gold. Roach Ravager can. And we'll get there. Imagine if Serral pulls off the ult kill in the finals. It's looking like that. To be honest, I feel for Vitality here. I do think that Solar is the best chance to bring Serral down. In ZVT, I don't see either Maru or Ryung pulling it off. I don't see them bringing Serral down either. So I think Solar has to be their chance, has to be their hope. So going into his third. A much earlier third base here out of Serral. A very greedy play here from our Red Zerg. Okay. I should wind it back a little bit. The reason why Serral can afford such a fast third base, gasless. Crazy. In a ZVZ like this, Serral is going for a gasless opener. What does this mean? No link speed. No link speed here. Just purely Queen into Roach play. It is a risky move out of Serral, but, I mean, the natural base is safe and sound. It does make sense. I mean, Serral's pretty safe against Ling Bane. So Serral, he takes a chance, takes a risk, and Serral is looking quite powerful right now. He's being greedy, and he's getting away with it. Now we get a Baneling Nest on the way. Solar taking his third. Solar is aware of the third base timing of Serral, but can he stop it? Can he do anything about it? That I'm not so sure about. There's that Roach Warren again. It was a gasless opener out of Serral, which means you skip link speed, you skip Banelings, and you go straight into Roaches instead. And the pressure is on Solar to punish him. Serral has kind of put the onus on Solar, and there we go. Solar, he's flooding links. He has to. Solar's going all in. He's going all in with a big link flood. And Serral, can he survive this? Okay, the Roach Warren is now done. Roach is going to be in production. Can Serral wall off that ramp? He has to wall up as best he can at the ramp, at the main. Lings are spotted. He knows. 2 queens. 2 queens, that's all you need. 3 queens, even better. Again, that's a solid wall at the ramp. The boys are being pulled away. Bailing's waddling in. There's nothing to kill. The third base will fall, but again, it doesn't really matter too much. Serral has to avoid this around. Roach is popping out. And a secondary wall behind it. Oh my god, 4 queens! Crazy! I'm seeing double, 8 queens! As a couple of Roaches are getting caught out, but Serral, he's holding. He's holding, he shuts this down real quick. And Solar's in a rough position. Solar is all in. He's down 10 workers. Didn't kill the third. And it's looking bleak. It's looking dire here for Solar. He's massing up more Ling Bane, and now Solar's droning. But it is a bit too little too late. Behind this, Serral getting to his own link speed, Baneling Nest as well. Serral's getting ready for his own move out. Oh boy. Here we go. Ravager's on the way. Basically, once Serral gets a couple of Banelings, then he can move out across the map, and I don't think he can be stopped. I'll be honest. And here comes the breakout. Baneling's now on the way. The role of the Banelings is to protect Serral from these surrounds, from the Lings trying to surround the main army, to zone Solar away. Serral, he has broken free. Ravagers towards the gold. Here come the Banelings. Oof. Drone goes down. And the Banelings are ready. Yeah, we do see the Banelings of Solar getting targeted down. One Baneling left. Oh, gets focus fired. And here we go. We can see Serral coming in from behind as well. Collapsing on the Roach Ravager. Ooh, massive Baneling connections. And Serral, he's shutting this down. Completely shutting this down. Gets a full surround. GG gets called. And Serral will take the 2-0. He will claim the 2-0. And just like that, Serral is one step closer to all killing. The all kill is upon us. GG, well played. Ryung, Maru, and Solar have all fallen to Serral. And the question becomes, who revives? Who do you revive? I think I stand by what I said earlier. Despite what we just saw, I do think that Solar is the best chance versus Serral, but we'll see. Do we have the starting map? The map is going to be a big part of it as well. The starting map here for this next series. Briefly double checking. Side Delta. Okay, Side Delta. Not a bad ZVZ map, to be honest. Solo would have options in ZVZ, definitely on Side Delta. When it comes to Zerg versus Terran, it is a little bit wider open, which I don't think either Ryung or Maru want. I don't think they want to play on Side Delta. Oh, Serral, he's gone. Serral, where'd he go? Where'd he go, Pap? He's gone. He's out of here. Does he know there's another match? Just gonna get some water, just taking a break. But, we'll see. I feel like the answer has to be either Solar or Maru. Has to be one of the two. Who is it gonna be? They are getting ready. Oh, there it is. There it is. It is going to be Maru. Maru is going to be stepping up to the plate here. On Side Delta. Let's get ready. Let us get ready here. Oh boy, the pressure is on. Knocking out some push-ups real quick. True. He's a military man now. Used to it, I'm sure. He's hydrating his hydras. Let's go. At least Random did a fantastic job versus Clem. Even if he does not get to fight in the finals, he still more than pulled his weight. 100%. 100%. As here we go. We have potentially the final game of the series. As a reminder, Maru needs to 2-0. It's not about winning a game. No, it's not about a game. It's about 2-0ing. Maru needs to 2-0. If not, Team Basilisk will win the series and be crowned our WTL champion. Here we go. Maru, he's massaging his Marines, Papi. Let's go. He knows what he needs to do. He knows what needs to be done. Side Delta is coming up next. It is a very wide open map. Spread out bases as well. Not the best map for turtling, let me tell you, but here we go. We're jumping on in. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have Maru for Team Vitality. And in the bottom right, we have Serral for Basilisk. Oh, the curse is real. The curse is real. I mean, again, the semifinals and even leading up to it were crazy back and forth. Like, the highlight of the night has been Team Liquid versus Basilisk. Here, Vitality versus Basilisk, it has been more one-sided. It has been Serral looking dominant, and none of these players have been able to really touch him. Maru, Ryung, Solar, they just haven't really been able to, threaten Serral whatsoever so far. But now it's time. Now it's time for Maru to bring it home, to bring it back, to try to make a series out of this and give his team some hope into an extended series. We'll see. We shall see. Meanwhile, if you're in the chat, predictions are now open. Place your bets. Place your bets on who you think will claim this series. Will it go the way of Maru or Serral? Best of luck. Feels a bit anticlimactic with most Serral versus Clem. Smooch. I mean, you say that, but Reina versus Clem, that was some beautiful StarCraft. Those were insane matches. So I'm glad we got that. It was, again, some of the best StarCraft of the night was Reina versus Clem. And I'll be honest, I'm pretty sure Reina versus Clem, it would have been more exciting than Serral versus Clem. Like 100%. I feel like that would have been a little bit more one-sided, unfortunately. So I think this is the best outcome, at least for that series. I don't think we needed to see Serral and Clem again. I think it's fine. I feel like Reina versus Clem, it satisfied us. It satisfied us. It was beautiful. I feel like this is the better timeline. Blame Reina, blame Cure. If you remember, Cure was the one that knocked Serral out in the previous series. It was Cure, papi. So here we go. We do see Serral moving out with the Lings, catching a Marine. Not too bad. Nice start out of Serral. It was a hatch gas pull into a third. Standard opener so far from Serral. Serral does pull back into gas. And that tells us that once again, this should be Rogue play out of Serral. Or we could see a fast lair. Curious. Remember, winding it back, my apologies, in the last series versus Maru, Serral did rush into a fast spire. Into a fast lair, into a fast spire, into mass muta. And yeah, Serral was looking quite dominant with that. And I'm curious if he tries to do the same thing here on side Delta. So just trying to recall, it was on the Crimson Course, that's it. On the Crimson Core where Serral did embrace the muta play. Meanwhile, Serral is banked up gas. There it is. Lair is on the way. It is just going to be the 4-minute 30 lair timing. Serral did have extra gas early on, but yeah, didn't go for the earlier lair. We'll keep an eye on the gases to see if Serral does go for extra gas geysers. If not, this could just be a safety opener out of Serral going into a lair into Banelings. Based on the lair timing, that's what it feels like. Just into Ling Bane. Oh my god, meanwhile, Maru looks like he's A-Raxing. Sorry, it's a little bit engrossed in what Serral was doing. So Serral is playing safe, going for a lair into Baneling Nest. Meanwhile, Maru going up to 5 Raxes. Double eBay as well, going for a delayed starport. Do you know what this feels like? This feels like a 3-way all-in from Maru. Oh boy. He is looking at 8 racks. So far, only on 5 Raxes, but keep it on that production tab. Medevac's now on the way. Again, heavy prioritization of 1-1. We'll see what kind of direction Maru does take us in. As Serral is scouting the main, Overseer dives in. We'll get eyes on the initial setup. On the initial 3 Vaxes. We'll get eyes on the extra 2 here on the low gun. Just a 5 Vax setup for now. And Serral, he does cut workers at 71. Is amassing up Ling Bane. Is getting ready for the aggression. Is building up. Knocks back the Hellions. Burrow on the way. Yeah. I mean, this is how Serral knocked down and shut down the ARAX of Cure, if you recall. Second factory, though. Okay. Second factory should lead into extra gases. Should lead into our 4th CC. Keep an eye on Maru. Yep, extra gas is being taken. Okay. Maru, he's not ARAXing. He's macroing up. Serral is not fully aware of that yet. Not fully aware of that, though. 2, 3 queens going down. Very nice pickoffs. 4 queens. Oh my god. 4 queens go down. Maru, he is trading well. Getting a lot of value here. Lane's just now coming in. Serral ready for his own counterattack. But, I mean, Maru's being defensive. Again, it's not an ARAX. And because of that, Serral is going to be punished for not joining up too much here. Oh my god. Let's go. Goes to the mass burrow. Setting up for potentially a surround. The army is spotted. Serral massing up more Lings. I am still very concerned here with the low drone kind of Serral, but we'll see if it pays off. Serral going for the run by, but we're in position. Bailey's, they crash in. Oh my god! They bust into the natural. The Marines go down. The tank gets surrounded. And Serral does get into the mineral line. At least try to. Bailey's on the way. Drop into the main. Serral keeping up. It doesn't either drop. At the same time, Lings, they hit the 3rd. Bailey's going for the mineral line once again. And they bust in. Oh, shows the mineral line. Ay. Maru caught with his pants down. Workers are going down. And 2 Bailings, they burrow in the mineral line as well. Can Maru catch up? He can. Oh my god, 22 SCVs. Oh my god. 22 workers do fall. Maru does thankfully scan the mineral line. But still insane damage. I was concerned about the low drone count of Serral, but nah, he's fine. He's perfectly fine. Shuts down more reinforcements. Paling run by just does not end, doesn't stop. Is spotted by Maru. Is aware. Another Bailing borrowed. You can tell he's having fun with Burrow. The mine shot going to be going off, but Serral, yeah, he goes for the dive. He commits in. He knows how little there is to defend. Mine shot does go off. But once again, Serral, he busts into the mineral line. SCV's going down. And even catching more reinforcements as well. And Serral has found room to drone. Droning up to 80. He's got a solid economy. Getting into 2-2. And here we go. We have the drop alerts being set up. Once again, we've seen this quite often from Serral here tonight. 5 drop alerts towards the north. Getting ready for the drop. Serral this time going into Hydras. Let's go. Like main Hydra. Maru force to expand elsewhere. Lings are diving in. Dropping into the main. Oof. Decent mine connection, getting 2 drones, but we're hoping for more damage. It's 1-1 mine at the 3rd. Serral, he does respond in time. Meanwhile, Serral, he distracts at the 4th. Ling drop into the main. And the mine connections will be able to zone Serral back. Likewise in the main base, Serral, his things are being cleaned up as well. And no, not again! He wants that mineral line for the 3rd time! Oh my god. He's gonna get it. Another 21 SCVs. Maru just cannot keep up. Not anymore. We've lost like, what, 60 SCVs already this game? It's been crazy. And there it is. GG gets called. It's just too much damage. Game-ending damage. And Serral, he gets the all kill. GG, well played. He shuts down Ryung, Maru, and Solar. And Basilisk are going to be this season's WTL champion for the first time. GG. GG, well played. Last season and the season before, it was Team Vitality. Team Vitality did knock down Basilisk 2 seasons ago. Last season it was Team Liquid. But alas, Team Vitality, they could not get the trifecta. They could not get the hat trick. Instead, Basilisk, they win for the first time. Congratulations, congratulations to Serral, to Trigger, Showtime, Rainer, Roddy as well. Big shout out. GG, well played. Congratulations. Again, it's been a long time coming. Despite how dominant or how terrifying their team has been, season after season, they barely are cut short. They barely don't make it into the finals, or they don't make it into the win, into the championship. And this time, they made it. They made it, papi. Again, Serral looking dominant. Serral is one of the best players in the world. He is top 2 alongside Clem. And again, it does feel like the only player that can really stop Serral is someone like Clem. And Maru doesn't hold a candle. Solar, Ryung, none of the others here. Serral, he's a beast, papi. Oh my god. Again, I feel like a lot of players do kind of overlook that. You know, there's the meme, right? Whenever you see Serral lose, like, oh, washed, papi, washed. Clearly, he's not in form because he didn't win EWC. Kappa. Well, just Clem was terrifying. But that still does not take away from Serral. And with that, Serral, he does look unstoppable here in the finals. GG, well played. And I'm sure we're getting ready for a winners interview. We're getting ready for that interview with Serral, with Rotterdam, with the Basilisk boys. Rainer, thankfully, was able to get some rest, able to get some sleep, able to rest up after an intense semifinals. And it's kind of the curse at times. These semis can sometimes be more exciting than the finals, and honestly, that's kind of what we had here. It was a more dominant, more one-sided finals. It was the semis that really popped off. Shout out to Team Liquid and Basilisk. Was a beautiful, beautiful series with so many back and forths. If you remember, Showtime was looking impressive. Likewise, Cure able to take a map and take down Serral was hype. Yeah, Skillus popping off. Rainer, of course, up against Clem. It was a wild semis. Have a good night, Duckies. We made it to 15 hours. 15-hour cast. We didn't quite make it to 16, thankfully. If we had a more back and forth series, 100%. 16, maybe 17 hours, we would have made it. Regardless, we can finally go to sleep. I mean, we still have to wait a little bit longer here. Of course, getting ready for the interview. We are getting ready. The interview is soon to be upon us. We are getting there. Oh boy, and we knew that the weekend was going to be intense. We've been talking about it the entire month leading up to this weekend specifically, just because of the House of Galactic Battle. For those who don't know, we had a 13-hour cast last night, and now today, 15 hours. Let's go. I was not expecting it to be this long. And even the day before that, we had another 6-hour cast as well. So, you know, it's what we do here on the CranKy Ducklings. Again, what do we have? We have the quantity. We cast more than any other channel out there. Wardy, Rotterdam, Steadfast. Nah. One day they'll step it up. One day. Ay. But I would also appreciate some sleep. I would I would appreciate it. Ay. And yeah, hope you all enjoyed yourselves. Hope you all had a great time here with WTL. And we're hoping, of course, for another season. We'll see if maybe SE Boy have some kind of announcement, if they have something to impart upon us. I'm sure they already have. There's already some rumors about a future season of WTL, so don't you worry. I see someone asking, quick, someone redeem a replay cost. No. Fun fact, replay costs have been stacking up. There's like 5 replays that I have to cost from the chat, and I just haven't had the time to go over it. This week we'll find some time to have a viewer replay cost. The week is pretty stacked though. We have what? We have the Tenacious Turtle Tussle, the Wardy TV Monday event, KSL. The Pawncast is meant to come back. Pawncast is meant to return at some point this week. Potentially another OSC event. Did get in contact with Eddie. Another OSC tournament. SEL, there's going to be an SEL replay cast. That is the SE Evolution Mod Star League. So going to be covering that this week. And of course, a viewer replay cast. Of course. We'll get there. I need. When I wake up, I'll have a look at the calendar and we'll sort it out. We'll find some time. We'll slot it in, Pappy. We'll slot it in. We might just have a. Yeah, I need to sleep on it first. I'm not gonna make these decisions right now when I'm heavily sleep deprived. Not right now. The Wardy event starts next week. This Monday is free. Okay. Sleep well. Thank you, Belquest. Shout out to Becoeta. Oh my god, hold on. Payouts, can't forget. But thank you for the thanks, papi. Shout out. I see Aistan in the chat. Chacal, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? Finantok, Sirius Black, Koda, Archer Mapped, Canuck Prime, Senor Sadsack, Likey. Oh my god. But yeah, it's it's one of those things where honestly I could keep going. I'm kind of tired, but I'm kind of not at the same time. Maybe I shouldn't have had a cup of coffee. Maybe that was a mistake. It's time for a ladder session. Kappa. Time to ladder. Oh, thank you for the thanks. Easy Phil. SBIMFR. Astro. Let me play with your kitties. Thank you. Ladder, baby. Let's go. You're all animals. It's 4:30 a.m. in the morning. 4:30 a.m., Bobby. Crazy. My sleep schedule is ruined. It's all over. But for those that are curious, we're just waiting for the interview. I imagine the translators are getting ready. The Zoom call is getting set up, and we should soon have a winner's interview with Serral. So we'll get there. What sleep schedule? True. But yeah, as we wrap up, a big shout out to all the Ducklings out there, of course, Sakura, to Yaku as well for covering and casting with me in day number 1, of course, of this of the playoffs. It's been a very long series, very fun event, of course, and we have the
Hello，
interview.
各位亲爱的观众朋友们，欢迎来到赛后采访环节。恭喜 BAS 获得了 WTL 夏季赛的总冠军，也是来连线采访一下他们吧。Hello， 恭喜你们获得了这一次比赛的总冠军。那这边的话，Serral 选手因为个人原因没有能来到我们的赛后采访，那我们也会依次采访一下其他的几位选手。那首先要采访一下我们英俊帅气又有实力的雷诺选手，打了一个那么焦灼、那么艰难的半决赛，有没有想过总决赛的时候，会 Serral 一个人 all Q， 然后你甚至都没有上场的机会来展示你的实力？如果是你上场的话，你有机会把所有人都给 all Q 吗
？First of all, congratulations to Team BASILISK for winning the championship of WTL 2024 Summer Series. You guys did a great job. So first, let's do the interview with the handsome and powerful Ryung. So actually, you guys fought really hard in the semifinals. But have you thought of this coming? This all Q coming? In the
yeah,
final.
I think looking at the matches, I think Serral was, I would say, heavily favored against all the members of Vitality. Like, he has a bit of a history against Maru, and Solar hasn't been looking too sharp in CVZ, I would say, lately, as he was in last year. And well, Ryung is very good as well, but like Serral is very good against those kind of players, you know, the campy players. So I was not 100% expecting it, but I was sure there was a chance. I'm a little bit sad he stole all the glory towards the end, but that's kind of what the GOAT does.
还是没太想到吧，因为不过话说回来 ，Serral 其实对他们来讲都是蛮有利的。首先，他和马入的这个对打是蛮有经验的。Solar 的这个表现好像今天是稍微差点意思 ，Ryung 还是做的不错的，但是 Serral 关键是对他们都做的对策做得更好一些。So the second question is to put you, if put you in the first player's place, can you do you have the confidence to make the same all kill?
What? Sorry, say again.
If put you in the first player's place, do you have the confidence to make the same all kill in the finals?
Well, I don't want to be that guy, but I beat the guy that beat everyone else. So and I beat him 3 times. So I mean, that's a decent shot, I would say.
Sorry, come again?
I just said I beat the guy that beat everyone else without losing a map, and I beat him 3 times. So I think I had good chances beating Vitality.
我觉得我应该还是可以的，毕竟我战胜他们的人，而且还都是干净利索的3次都是我赢了，所以我觉得我应该还是有机会的。
确实太可惜了，这次总决赛没有能够看到你上场啊，我们只能下个赛季再看你的表现了。那我们另外2位选手也是总结一下我们本届 WTL 整个夏季赛给自己的一个 WTL 做一个简单的总结吧。另外2位选手。
So to the other players, let's just summarize your performance during the whole season of this WTL, starting with Showtime.
The whole season?
Yeah, the whole season.
Well, just for me personally, the whole team.
Sorry?
For me personally, like my performance or the whole team?
Yourself.
My team, okay. I would say my performance was so-so. At the start, it was a bit rough. I feel like I wasn't quite used to the format, I think, and I don't know. I had a couple of losses where I was very unhappy with, but I feel like throughout the season, like towards the end and also like the middle, I was doing pretty well. Like I was getting some decent wins. I was getting some good draws against good players. So I think overall, I'm happy with how I performed.
我本赛季的总体表现，我觉得还行吧。可能开始的时候不太好，我自己打的也不是很好，输了的话也不是很开心。从这个中期到后期，确实是稳中向好，赢了一些这个比赛之后，我渐渐的开始高兴起来，而且状态也好起来了。我总体来讲是非常满意的。
期待下个赛季有更好的表现。好，我们下一位。
Okay, next trigger, please.
Yeah, I feel pretty good about about most of the games or series that I played. Definitely went 1-1 against a lot of good players. Only unhappy about like my first series where I lost to Cham, but other than that, I think I played my best.
我总体觉得也是蛮好的，和这个大家的对局打起来也是蛮开心的。开始的时候可能会对自己有一些别的，就想到之前这个结果，对比本赛季，我觉得已经是很满意了。
因为我们 WTL 是一个战队赛，所以一整个赛季打下来，我们其实要考虑到整个队伍他们在常规赛、包括季后赛、包括总决赛的所有表现，所以这一次冠军是实至名归的。那最后想问一下鹿特丹，这也是 BAS 第一次拿到我们 WTL 的总冠军，他现在的感想如何？可以跟我们分享一下吗
Yeah, actually it's a team match, so I think everyone should be happy. Well, you have won the final champion, especially Rotterdam. Please share with us how do you feel for you winning the first time WTL championship.
I feel incredibly happy. This is obviously what we tried to do already 2 times before. We got close and we always looked so good in the regular season. But the playoffs is the most important. But I'm just incredibly happy. I think everyone, obviously throughout the entire season, has done their best, has played amazing games. But Reina was amazing in the lower bracket today. Serral absolutely fantastic in the grand finals. And I just want to say a big shout out to Red Bunny as well. I think the power of the general helped us a lot today. I don't think we could have done it without it.
我实在是太开心了，我们这个能够拿到这个总决赛，而且常规赛的时候也是就打得还蛮好的，我们的表现也是非常的不错的，特别是曾经还一度陷入了苦战啊，能够打回来，非常的感谢 Serral 选手最后这样英勇的表现。当然也有幕后英雄，比如说赤小兔送给我们这可爱的礼物，还有他给我们的一些这个气势上的加成，也非常感谢赤小兔。
好的，好的，非常感谢，也是再次恭喜你们获得了总冠军，也是期待你们在下个赛季可以有更好的表现，谢谢。
So again, congratulations to all the team. So we'll meet you in the next season. Goodbye.
Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Thank you so much.
拜拜。
Thank you. Bye bye. Bye bye, Red Bunny. Bye bye.
拜拜 Reno， 拜拜。好的，那我们在最后的最后，也是要请上我们的主办方星际老男孩上台为我们来聊几句，让我们掌声欢迎黄哥。
大家好啊，又到了我们这个最后这个赛季结束，我们感谢赞助商的环节啊。首先我还是要感谢一下我们这次比赛的赞助商啊，有斗鱼啊、biu 加速器、奥风，以及我们自己对本次比赛的大力支持，感谢一下各位爸爸和我自己啊。这个怎么说呢？我觉得战队联赛做了5年了，然后从19年做到现在，其实做的还挺开心的。其实今天的比赛虽然最后一场决赛打得大家有点失望，但是其实前面那场比赛 Liquid 对 BASILISK 的比赛打得非常的精彩啊，也是很感谢各位选手这种非常努力的一个付出吧，能打出这次比赛。反正其他我觉得也好像没什么太多好讲的，就是每年都讲的，我们会好好做下去的。反正我觉得星际的比赛战队联赛做了那么多年，我们还是会尽力继续做下去。
好的，那也是非常感谢黄哥。那今天的话，其实到现在已经很晚了，也感谢所有坚守在屏幕前的观众朋友们，是因为你们才能让星际争霸变得更好，让 WTL 变得更好。那我们就下赛季再见喽，不见不散，大家拜拜。
And with that, we made it. We have made it here to the conclusion of World Team League of the season, of the second season of the year. And my God, it was pretty intense, the summer season of the year, I should say. And it was a very, very intense tournament. A lot of ups, a lot of downs. The round robin group stage was insane. Likewise, so were many of these other matches in the playoffs as well. Again, the finals was a little bit more one-sided and a little bit less exciting as a result. But leading up to the finals, honestly, it was amazing. Day 1 of WTL, day 2 of WTL, and even here the semifinals as well between Team Liquid and BASILISK was a sight to behold. A sight to behold. Amazing StarCraft was had. Oh, and I do recommend you tuning into the VODs and checking out the VODs. If you maybe only saw the tail end, if you only saw the finals, then you missed out. Because the best matches and the most exciting matches were not necessarily in the finals. So I do recommend checking out WTL day 1 of the playoffs, day 2 of the playoffs, and of course semis as well. Really, really good matches, really fun. StarCraft was had. Otherwise, we're done. We are going to be wrapping up here for the evening. Oh boy, I spoke about how like, oh, I could keep going. I'm good. And then I closed my eyes for like a second, even now, and it's like, oh, the fatigue sets in. Ay. But regardless, I hope you all enjoyed yourselves, and a shout out to those that were here for most, if not all, the broadcasts. I doubt there were many, if any that were here for all 15 hours. But regardless, hope you all enjoyed yourselves. And again, the VODs are going to be available on Twitch and on YouTube immediately. The VODs on YouTube will be there, of course, on the live tab, as they always are. And with that, we have quite a week ahead of us. For those that may be unaware, we did recently announce that we are returning with an open tournament, a new open event. The Tenacious Total Tussle is going to be replacing, at least this week, the time slot for ESL Americas. The ESL Open Cups are on hiatus. There was an announcement that the ESL Open Cups, or the ESL Pro Tour, the ESL Pro Tour is in the off season. And because of that, we are going to try to make up for that in other ways. We have Wardy. He did announce coming back with a more ESL Asia / Europe time slot Open Cup. And we are doing our part by hosting an Open Cup at the ESL Americas time slot as well. Or at least close enough to the ESL Americas time slot. So that is the plan. That is the plan here, at least for the first week. I say for the first week because I believe there are other things in the works, and we might have to adjust, might have to accommodate and reschedule instead. So yeah, just keep an eye on our social medias and on Discord for any changes that are made. But at least for this week, instead of ESL Americas, we have the Turtle Tussle, which is again an open event hosted and run by us, and designed to kind of fill in for the hole that is now left in ESL Open Cup Americas without the event itself. So yeah, look forward to it. Spread the word to your favorite players as well if you do want them to compete. Again, we're a bit of a smaller channel here compared to some of these other bigger ones like Wardy and Rotterdam and Steadfast and all that stuff. So we're trying to do our part regardless and try to spread the word to all these players so they can benefit from these events. Likewise, it isn't just that. We're going to be going over the SEL, that is the SE Evo League. The SE Evo League. Potentially having a broadcast tomorrow in the typical ESL Asia time slots. We'll be going over the replays of the events that occurred over the weekend. Meanwhile, we also have OSC playoffs, the mid-season playoffs, I believe. We will be a part of that broadcast, and we're going to be going over them on Wednesday. Meanwhile, Thursday, the return of the Pondcast. The Pondcast is going to be returning this week. If you're curious, what is the Pondcast? It's a podcast, but it's in the pond because we're ducks. So the Pondcast is going to be returning. It's going to be a StarCraft 2 talk show. I say a talk show. It's basically, at least for the time being, going to be a bit of a wrap-up show going over all the events of the week. Again, we cast on a daily basis, and the reality is, I understand that most people out there cannot watch StarCraft on a daily basis and miss out on a lot of events. So we're going to be having a bit of like a wrap-up show going over all the events of the week, and then we'll maybe have a topic to go over. And yeah, we'll be able to discuss it as well at length, and provide some discussion amongst the community as well. And yeah, so that's going to be the return of our talk show, or return of the podcast. We were meant to bring it back a couple of weeks ago, but we've been otherwise busy with casting events, of course. Our schedule was quite busy, but September is opening up a little bit, and we have some free time, so we're able to slot in a more consistent podcast. We'll at least try to make it a weekly. Try to make it a weekly event to, again, just try to wrap up and try to go over the weekly news that's happening in StarCraft and in general. Meanwhile, we have the KSL. The KSL's over the weekend. Sea Duckling Open as well. I believe currently we have 1 day free this week. That's going to be Friday. Friday, for the time being, is open. But I might just do a viewer replay cast. Yeah, there you go. Maybe we still have a cast every day. There you go. We'll see. Because I do have to slot in viewer replays at some point in the week. So potentially there. We have STC Sparking Tuna Cup on Sunday and then the next week as well. So yeah, with that, thank you so much everyone for watching. Thanks so much everyone for tuning in. If you enjoyed the cast, if you enjoyed the coverage, we do cast on a daily basis here on the CranKy Ducklings. I apologize if I was a little bit, incoherent at times or a little bit slurring my words and all that stuff. It's been a long cast. It's 15 hours. I'm very tired, and at times, it's can be hard to keep it all together. So I do apologize if at any moments I did slip up, but otherwise, hope you guys had a great time. Hope you guys enjoyed yourself, and yeah, we'll be back tomorrow with some more StarCraft action. I'm gonna get some sleep. I'm gonna get some veg. It's very tired. Another thing, I guess, personally for me is gonna be getting into contact with my ISP today and hoping to schedule a technician coming in and hopefully fixing issues. For those who don't know, the internet here has been very unstable, has been dropping on a daily basis, typically during the day. The stream so far, uninterrupted for 15 hours is great, but usually like around midday, the stream is very unstable and it does very often drop, and we had a technician come, did change some cables, changed the connection between the house and the node out on the streets and doing all this stuff. And apparently it was meant to fix the issue. Did not fix the issue, so have to get in contact again. And hopefully they can send someone back down and figure out what the hell's going on and hopefully fix things. Otherwise, because of that, that's why, I don't know if you've seen the VODs, but for NA events like Code for Giants Cup, ESL Americas, for example, and other events in that time slot, in that time period, the VODs have been cutting in two because the stream goes down and then it comes back in like 5 minutes, and yeah, it's been less than ideal. It's been really annoying, actually. It's been really frustrating, and it's been a bit of a mood killer whenever it happens. So we'll see what happens there, and hopefully that gets resolved. Otherwise, we're done. We're done. Totally green screening light into a pond. Hey, let's go into the pond. Otherwise, yeah, thanks for watching. Stick around, we're going to be giving another StarCraft streamer a raid, and we'll see you guys tomorrow for some SEL StarCraft, for some StarCraft Evo mod content. Until then, hasta luego. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Ciao. Oh, you can follow us on all the social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Discord. All things CranKy Ducklings, and we'll see you tomorrow. Hasta luego. Ciao.